Welcome to AKS IAS. In this video, we will discuss about solar energy. So, there was this newspaper article recently in the Financial Express stating one sun, one world, and one grid. This is related to solar energy. So, in this article, we will be discussing about the challenges associated with the concept of one sun, one world, and one grid. To start off, to get into the details of this issue, in the recent years, India has leveraged forums like G20 and the UNFCCC, that is the United Nations Framework on Climate Change, to collaborate with major powers in new areas of growth and in bringing in about global reforms. One such initiative is the One Sun, One World, and One Grid. Okay, so under the OSOWOG, this is the short form that we call as One Sun, One World, and One Grid. India seeks to replicate its global solar leadership, that is the International Solar Alliance, by encouraging the phased development of a single globally connected solar electricity grid to leverage the multiple benefits of solar energy. What are the most important benefits of solar energy? Primarily, it is the low cost and the zero pollution, which are some of the most important benefits of solar energy. So the underlying logic behind this one sun, one world, and one grid is that the grid spread across multiple time zones could balance intermittent renewables with other renewables. The setting sun in one part of the grid is made up for by solar, wind, or hydropower produced in a distant place. So, this OSOWG seems to be the brilliant idea in the pursuit of sustainable development. However, it faces certain challenges in its implementation. What are they? And what are the prospects for India in this One Sun, One World, and One Grid initiative? Parity with great powers. Number one is the parity with great powers. What is this? This ambition puts India alongside other major powers and their super grid projects such as China's Global Energy Interconnection Project and Europe's gold standard power pools. Also, this One Sun, One World, and One Grid will provide an opportunity for India to move onto the center stage globally, accelerating the energy system decarbonization to help solve the global climate crisis. Okay, number two, another prospect for India is the climate mitigation. This assumes more importance in the backdrop of USA's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Deal. Also, OSOWOG will help to mitigate the ill effects on climate by providing a clean and renewable energy source, further enabling member countries to fulfill their nationally determined contributions towards reducing global warming. Number three is the balancing of China. OSOWG will provide a strategic rebalance in favor of India and will control the increasing Chinese dominance in the Asian subcontinent, providing a better alternative to developing countries. Next is the bridging of the current account deficit. The next important prospect for India is the bridging of the current account deficit. India is currently importing about $250 billion of fossil fuel annually, that is, namely oil, diesel, LNG, coke, and thermal coal. However, this OSOWOG can help India meet its energy needs and subsequently promote sustainable renewable energy exports and may improve the current account deficit and reduce imported inflation pressures on Indian economy. So what are the challenges or issues with the One Sun, One Grid, and One World initiative? So number one is the development of battery technology. So with the development in electricity storage technologies, reduces the viability of the need to follow the sun along any latitude, nor worry about day and night. Easy installation of microgrids. Large capital expenditures are no longer necessary as anyone can install rooftop solar or set up a microgrid, that is, distributed generation. Next is the vulnerability of grids. Electricity grid is vulnerable to accidents, weather, and cyber attacks that are prone to increase and disrupt the electricity supply on a mass scale. Next is the transmission losses. Solar generation is less than 20% efficiency. In addition, there will also be major transmission losses on such a scale. Next is dependency on China. India is dependent on Chinese imports for the solar equipment, such as the solar cells, panels, etc. The next important problem is a problem of interconnectedness. The success of this project hinges on trust, not just transmission lines between grid participants. Interconnected grids give countries the power to bring other economies to a grinding halt. This is the single biggest hurdle in integration. So, what is a way forward in this whole issue? The way forward or the solution, the prospective solution could be the creation of a supranational rule based organization. What is this? Such as like the World United Nations or something like that. So, the institution building is key to fulfilling the ambitions of this multi country grid project. In this context, the ISA, that is the International Solar Alliance, can act as an independent supranational institution to take decisions about how the grid should be run and the conflict settled. Next is the promotion of microgrids. What is this? Along with prioritizing designing microgrids, public policy attention is needed for developing battery technologies at scale for local applications. Next is constructively engaging with China. Given India's dependence on Chinese imports, the OSOWG will have to find ways of engaging with Chinese ambitions in a constructive manner rather than a zero sum way. Also, there is a pressing need to build its own domestic capacity in solar equipment under the Make in India program. Thus, India should also establish a global solar grid. See, you could, in this whole context, establishing a global solar grid is also a novel idea, especially in the context of climate change. However, underlying issues in its implementation needs to be addressed first. Apart from it, India can explore the possibility of establishing a federation of regional grids like the SARC grid. So that was about the one sun, one grid, and one world initiative. What are the prospects of it, and what are the challenges, and what could be the way forward in tackling the issue? So in this infograph, you can see that India has seen a rapid growth in development of renewable energy sector. See here, you can see from 2013 how the situation improved in 2019 across all the renewables, namely biomass, hydropower, solar power, and wind power. There has definitely been an increase if you compare to the year 2013 to 2019. So, for your practice, we have a mains question regarding the issue that we discussed. The question states: One sun, one world, and one grid seems to be a brilliant idea in pursuit of sustainable development, but faces certain challenges in its implementation. Discuss the feasibility of this idea. So, when you look to answer this kind of question, first you will try to put across the prospects or the possible potentialities that this initiative has for improving the renewable energy sector, and then you will discuss what are the possible challenges the implementation of this project has. Thank you.